All right, so this is the Arb704. I don't know if they're going to quit making these. So the way these work, they're really, really simple. You can use the multi-port if you have a radio that doesn't have an amp keying RCA on the back. Okay? So what you would do, you would hook this one to the radio, and you would hook that one to the amp. And you would power this up, and then this would isolate everything so that if you're using something like an SB220 or an SB200 or SB201, you're not going to have the 120 volts on the keying line going into your radio and burning it up. So what this is designed for is for radios like the ICOM 706 that don't have a port on the back of it. So I don't necessarily know what the ALC part does for this because you won't connect that to the amp on this. If your radio has an ALC connection on the back, you want to connect that to your amp's ALC. Okay? And what that does is if you start putting out too much power, the amp tells the radio to fold back power and decrease the drive. So it's designed to protect it. A lot of people don't run it, but it's good to have it on there. So this will give you a little information on it here. It's not complicated. It just looks like it is. So when you buy this, I think you have to specify the plug that you want. But if you're just going to be using it with a radio RCA to RCA, you don't need a plug. Let's see. I'm not sure if it says 7. Plug and play cables for the Arb704. Cable is not needed if your radio is not listed. Let's see. That's strange. A plug and play cable is not needed if your radio is not listed. So some of the radios that definitely need the cable are all these ones here from Yaesu, Kenwood's. I find it hard to believe that these don't have a keying thing on the back. Oh, definitely the 706, 718, and 7000 need the 13 DIN pin connector. So, according to them, these are the only ones. But the thing is, anyway, this keeps the voltage off of your radio. And I've been using one for a little while, but I've owned it for a long time. Okay. I used it for a little while and I went to a foot pedal. I don't use these because I switch radios a lot. In fact, my amp over here is controlled by a CW key, which I'm not sure where it's at. But anyway, that's what I do. The other option is that you could put a soft key inside your amplifier and then, you're good to go. But this serves two functions. It isolates the radio, and if you have one of those radios that's on the list, you can get the cord for this thing and hook it up, because 706 has no connections on the back that will go to an amplifier. And you need to use a 13 DIN pin to the, like, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 or 7 pin DIN pin. I'm surprised they're not, like, showing the cables here. It says Arb704 transceiver amplifier and cables. It's also sold out. So we would have to probably go to ham radio outlet or DX Engineering. I just kind of stick with ham radio outlet most of the time. I have no experience with those other two sellers. I did buy a Samlex power supply from, it was either Gigaparts or DX Engineering. I think it was Gigaparts. But I don't deal with them. Go Arb704. I think the cables cost extra, but okay. So here are ARB cables for a 847, a TS930, a 704 for a so TS480, ICOM, another ICOM, a FTDX 3000, and a 101D MP, which seems strange because that radio does have a connector on the back. Here is a cable for a 10-tech 599 Eagle, TS870, TS2000, TS590, TS440, 450, 970, 950, 430, 120, and 140. A ARB cable for FT1000, 2000, 900, 767, 920, 990, and 747. I know that 920 has its own cable. So you're going to spend $28 on a cable if your radio needs one. And you're going to spend $79 on this Arb704. So then the other thing is, I guess probably SB200 soft key. Okay. So we get here. It should be probably Harbach. Harbach's like the #1. I don't know anybody else that really makes one. I've personally never ordered from Harbach before. So $64, and it's you know, it's got to go inside the amp, and then it controls the key and changes some things. They don't have a very good picture here. Like, what in the hell? This is a terrible picture. I'm not sure what the hell that is. It looks like a vacuum relay. Anyway, if you're very, very inclined, you probably could make your own. But that's the one that they have for that. So, anyway, I'm just making this video for my friend Dave because he's realizing that, oh, okay, I can't just hook this thing up and plug and play. So, unfortunately, Dave, I'm not close enough to install this for you. Otherwise, I'd say, yes, let's just do that. You order that. I'll put it in there for free. But maybe one of the other viewers on the channel that's nearby. I'm trying to remember. Dave, are you in West Virginia? I don't know. So Dave's on the East Coast. I can't remember his call sign. So anyway, Dave will leave a comment down below in the video for sure. And maybe if you're nearby where Dave is at, maybe you guys can hook up and figure out something. And because I don't think he can do this kind of work on the amp, and he's not familiar with amps. It's a new amp to him. So he could probably use some help. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.